So if you feel like, oh no, I missed it at conference, and what if they don't cry as much today? I think it's somewhere on the Superstars page you can watch the Cry Fest back. But for those of you that were at conference, I wanted to change it up a little bit, and since this is our fall launch, I'm setting a timer first of all, and I wanted to make sure that I gave you some action steps to take if or when you can relate to my story and you need to pull yourself out of a slump. Okay, so I'll start with what I actually wrote now, which might reiterate that for a second. Okay, are you guys having fun?
Yes.
Yes, I know, me too. I love it. It is such a blessing to be here together today to learn and grow as an organization, isn't it? So if you did attend National Conference last month, you heard about my lost year, as I call it. And in sharing with you all, I was actually able to heal myself more. So thank you for that. And for Steve for basically saying you're talking at conference to the organization because you need to do it for yourself. Woo. So thank you. So today, again, I hope to deliver my message in a way that gives you actions to take if you can relate to my story. In our business, we have a why. Our reason for joining, our reason for staying, our reason for picking up the phone or typing out a message on any given day. Our why influences our goals, and when whys and goals work together, we find accomplishments along the way. When I bought my kit in April 2015, my why was strong. I needed to earn money to pay for my son's expensive formula. I've been out of my teaching career for almost 3 years to be a mom, and my small paycheck from a part-time job was covering only groceries, if that. My why helped to form my goal of making at least $100 in my first month. I worked hard, gave it my best effort, and I made $555, which was, here we go, 12 cans of formula. Yes. Another example of a why may be to share our business opportunity with others and promote in leadership, which leads to the goal of booking and submitting, how many shows a month?
8.
8, good job. When you hold 8 shows, you will naturally be in front of more people, which leads to sharing the opportunity, which leads to growth in leadership. I heard a couple of words that were similar, is that right? Yes. 8 is great. Good. If you're newer, now you know. 8 is great. So why do you all own a Pampered Chef business? Please take a minute to write down your current reason for working your business. And if you've been with Pampered Chef for more than your first 90 days, please write down your why from when you began as well. So again, why are you currently working your business? And if you've been in for more than 90 days, please write down why from when you began. While you're finishing up, if you haven't been to National Conference, don't stop writing just because I'm talking. If you haven't been to National Conference, when you go, you receive a lanyard, and the ribbons that are on your lanyard sort of show off your accomplishments. So you can guess that Stacy's probably almost goes to her ankles most years. So does Steve's. And so when you're walking around, you see people looking at you like, oh, yeah. Because they're just reading what you have, what you've done in your business, if it's your first time, etc. Okay? So I want to share with you my lanyards from my 3 years that I've attended National Conference. Now again, I joined in April, so that first year I couldn't go. And my husband said, you know what, you're going next year. And I said, yes, I am. So if anyone couldn't go, yeah. So support is important. And so here it is. Okay, so I joined in 2015, and then I attended conference in 2016. So I was 1 year into my business. I was pink, first-time attendee, red for a new leader, and I was top 10 in sales. I have to do this because you guys are the same as me. Top 10 in sales. I'm not higher. Top 10 in sales and recruiting for this organization. Wow, I remember thinking, I am top 10? I'm just working to earn money for Brooks's formula so that we don't have to use our savings account to pay. Do you remember this from earlier? I had a strong why. Good. Last year in 2017, 2 years in and super proud lanyard. Woohoo! Top 10 again in recruiting and sales, 2 level 1 incentive trips under my belt, 2 excellence awards, a lead program graduate, and more. Now, when I actually wore this lanyard a year ago, having met so many goals, when I actually wore this lanyard a year ago, I had experienced a total meltdown on the beach just a few weeks prior, having met so many goals but feeling lost even with all that I had accomplished. Did you hear that? I had goals, but did I have a reason for wanting to accomplish them? Your answers now. So, 2018, just a month ago we were there, right? 3 years into my business, an advanced leader, that's what the blue is for. A goal I set last spring during my peak performance. But where did all the other ribbons go? These 2 are just being a leader on Stacy's team and being on Stacy's team. So,
well-deserved ribbon.
My point is, like, this is the one that came from my accomplishments from home office. These are like, we so fancy and we get cool ribbons when we're on 16. So where did they go? Aha. So in becoming so goal-oriented, I lost my why, and therefore my spark. With a natural tendency to teach, I was able to develop a leader. Please stand up. Lita, Anna. Thank goodness my team claims that they had no idea what I was going through personally. But even though I was able to develop a leader, my personal business was not striving or thriving. And I knew that sooner rather than later, my team would suffer because I wasn't setting the example that I should have been. And I could only kind of like keep up that facade for so long. So here are some steps that I took to get back to where I am today. I started with these steps in January, and now this is September. Okay? So I started these in January after my terrible holiday selling season. I still was not 100% myself. But I hoped that if I gave 10% at a time, that I could get back to where I was. So, if you're taking notes, here are some things to write down. Write down the words that speak to you. Don't write, first I second she okay? Because that's not you. This is my journey. But if there are words that you feel relate to you, things that you could do to help yourself be motivated, then write those words down. So first, I shared with my husband, family, and friends what I was going through and that my business needed me. Communication is key. I also cried on probably like 3 or 4 director Zoom calls. So I realized like this is becoming a pattern. It's not getting better. So I need to make a change. Secondly, as a leader, I asked myself if my team would want to model the way I was running my business. And my answer is heck no. I was so embarrassed for how I was running my business, and I did not want one of them to do what I was doing. Third, I set aside huge chunks of time on a few weekends, about 3 to 4 hours each of those days, to work on contacts and bookings. I stuck to those hours and I let everything else around me go. The house and chores could wait, but my future could not. Fourth, I set a show goal and I decided to take the parties any way that people would book them. It doesn't matter which way I prefer, I would take any parties that I could get. Fifth, I did not settle for no's from others and I held my own shows if needed. Sixth, I told myself that if I just keep trying, I would find my spark again. And last of all, I decided, we always hear that word, right? I decided that I could and would do a better job for myself, customers, and family. In preparing to share my story at conference, I asked my community page members to share one word to describe Pampered Chef. I asked with the intention to inspire all of you, our organization, but their answers inspired me. They said that Pampered Chef is genuine, durable, inventive, helpful, efficient, and long-lasting, to name just a few. And the day before I left for conference, a good friend added the word Jennie. To my circle, I am Pampered Chef, as you are to yours. Our company has brought friends, family, and fellowship around the table for generations, and it is beautiful to be a part of. So, why do I own a Pampered Chef business in 2018? My passion for our products, my customers, our life-changing opportunity, and my amazing team. I really love leading my team. So, this reason has led me back to my goal of being a leader of an executive team. Which is exciting because with that goal in mind, I will touch many more lives. So, if your answer was blank today when you were thinking of your why, please do not let it be that way for long. Just find it, set your goals, work hard, and I really can promise you that you will not regret it.